In Washtenaw County, voters are going to the polls to elect a new sheriff. Meredith Bruckner is on your block in Ann Arbor. She caught up with the 3 candidates that are hoping to be the county's new top cop.
The race for sheriff is the one to watch today in Washtenaw County. Now, despite a very wet start to the day, all 3 candidates were out at the polls. In the final hours before the race they've been running in will be determined, the 3 candidates for Washtenaw County Sheriff were out in the community. All 3 are Democrats looking to fill the role outgoing Sheriff Clayton has held for the past 16 years. Derrick Jackson says he hopes his longtime experience at the sheriff's office will help get him elected.
I've been the director at the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office for the last 15 years. I started out as a social worker who became a police officer, and I've really been blending those 2 worlds together, kind of building and changing things from the inside. I think I'm the best candidate because of that experience.
Sheriff is really an important position within our community. I think it's important for people of the city to understand the complexity of the county, how big it is, the diversity of our county, and the kind of responsibilities the next sheriff will have.
I didn't just wake up one day and say I want to be sheriff. Like, I've been really working in the streets of Washtenaw County for the last 20+ years. And so all of that really good work, it just feels good for people to now be giving back to me and say, hey, Derrick, we think you would be a great sheriff. So yes, we have a lot of support out here, but we've also been working really hard, not taking anything for granted.
Alyshia Dyer also worked at the sheriff's office as a police officer for years and then earned degrees in public policy and social work.
Really, this role for me, it's really about making sure that we're bringing more compassion into this space. I want to bring back in-person jail visitation so children can get connected to their families when they're incarcerated, since that's not available right now. I want to make sure we're ending cooperation with immigration enforcement in our county jail to protect immigrant communities.
Having worked as an officer, she says she's concerned about workplace mental health as well.
Working as an officer, you work 16 hours back-to-back often, and there's not enough focus on mental health and the overwhelming PTSD in law enforcement, and so I really want to make sure we're creating a trauma-informed workplace environment.
Ken Magee has decades of law enforcement experience, including as the former head of University of Michigan Police.
I'm running for Washtenaw County Sheriff because I'm concerned about many things. Primarily the opioid epidemic, which has killed hundreds of people in the last decade, as well as the gun violence situation. Last year in our county, we had 23 murders, and this year so far we've had over 43 shootings in the last 5 months. That's unacceptable.
He says he believes his experience is what sets him apart.
Most of the deputies I've spoke to really like my platform, and they like my leadership, and they like the fact that I have over 30 years of law enforcement experience, something that my opponents don't even come close to having.
Reporting in Ann Arbor, Meredith Bruckner, CBS News Detroit.